What's up, guys? Welcome to Daily Refinement. My name is Chris. Thank you so much for joining. Today we are live at the Flea Market at Coliseum in Oakland, California. And it really does blow my mind how many things are for sale. So it's really important to have systems in place because you can't sell everything. I'm here on a Tuesday. It's one of the slower days of the flea market. First off, you need to know which days are better at your flea market. So wherever you are sourcing, it's not going to be the same all day, every day. If you go to the flea market, you go sourcing right after somebody has gone and taken everything, it's not the best. So it's really important to understand where you're going, what are the best days. Here, it's actually a different price on different days. So we came to check it out. We got Christine on the back of the camera filming. So let me know in the comment section below if you guys like more on location type videos like this, and let me know what kind of things you want me to look for. So just walking through today, there's just some different categories that I might specialize in. Me personally, I'm a clothing seller, so I just picked up one pair of clothing one pair of pants in my category that's at least $10 profit, and that's what I'd be looking for here. Only selling things that are at least $10 profit and trying to pay under $10 for them. And I think that it makes sense to actually pay up for some of the better items. So each specific vendor, they're going to be asking between $1 and $1,000 depending on what they're selling. I think it's better to pay up sometimes because it takes the same amount of effort to sell a $100 item as a $50 item, as a $10 item. So you want to really pay attention to figuring out what your niche is, but I would recommend paying up for the better stuff. So once you're going through here, there's so many different things. The first thing I would recommend is the vendors that are just selling stuff on the floor, they're less organized. They're probably just showing up whenever they have a lot of stuff. They're doing a garage sale here at the flea market. Those people are going to have better pricing. If you look around and you see the people who have tents or the people who have storage units physically on site, I think those people are more vendors. They have the ability to wait a little bit longer to sell their items versus the people who just have it on the floor. They want to get rid of it today. So it's important to know your customer. Are they people who come here every single week? I recognize people here that are at this flea market that go to other flea markets. So business to business is what you're trying to set up. You want to find people who can hold stuff for you. So I want to clarify. Last week I posted about the flea market. Somebody had asked, what are people doing so early? So my flea market opens at 6 o'clock in the morning. I get there at 3 o'clock in the morning. And the reason I go there early is because there are certain vendors that hold specific things for me. But there are people there as early as 1 o'clock in the morning. And what they're doing is they're going to specific vendors that they work with and they're choosing first. So some vendors will hold stuff for you and you buy it when you show up. Other people will set up stuff for you so you can look privately first. Expect to pay all the money when you do that. No one's going to let you pick privately and get a discount. So usually I pay a premium in order to look first. And I'll see people all the time that say, I want to pick first. Well, then as long as you pay more than I'm paying, they'll let you pick first. That's how it works. So make sure that you come in, money talks, BS walks. That's how it works at the flea market. And again, it's really important to think about these different vendors. Also, it's actually pretty time consuming to walk through all of these different vendors. So I recommend having a specific route. If you went through the same flea market the same way every single day, this flea market is actually open 7 days a week. If you had a specific route, you would start to notice patterns. You would know, okay, I've already looked through this stuff. The people who are selling video games, collectibles, antiques, if you go to the same vendor every day, you would start to recognize what's new. You can ask them what's new today. You can tell them what you're looking for. Here, take my information. If you start buying bulk, you start buying regularly, they'll start looking out for things for you. You can get them to text you. So when I was a shoe seller, I would say that that's probably one of the better categories of the flea market is selling shoes. If they get a big lot or they find a big haul wherever they're finding their goods, then they'll be able to send you a text, maybe message you, hey, I've got this showing up in one of my routes. Do you want to buy it? That way they have a customer before they buy the item. And that's always the best, making sure you know who's going to buy your item before you buy it. So this is unpopular advice, but I recommend only listing items that have verifiable sales in the last 30 days. So maybe it won't sell in 30 days for you, but it has to have sold in the last 30 days, especially if you're working with a limited budget, because you don't want to get stuck with something that's never sold, because that inventory takes up time, it takes up space, it takes up your capital. So make sure when you're small, when you're just getting started, be very picky, be very choosy, think about the condition, and definitely go out to places like this in the flea market and just go through there's many different repetitions of looking things up on your phone, seeing what's valuable, what's not, what brands are common in your area. I was just thinking, in this area, the demographic is not office people, but my main thing that I sell online is office wear, casual wear, stuff that people would wear on a Zoom meeting. That's what I sell. So here I have an advantage because the people who normally shop here are looking for Jordans, they're looking for hype stuff, they're looking for Nike, looking for Adidas. So this would probably not be the best place to look for Nike and Adidas because so many other people here are looking for stuff that they would just normally wear. So for me, I'm looking for stuff that no one can sell here because I'm going to get the best rate, and those are things that people can hold for me. Because if you guys have been to a flea market or a swap meet before, one of the biggest issues is parking, and I don't want to deal with parking, and I don't have a golf cart or a special cart to roll this stuff out of here. So if I am going to come to one of these places, to be honest, I would get one of these storage lockers. So these big units that you see here, I'm not sure how they actually set this up, but it's pretty cool. I would want to get one of these containers here so that I could maybe just run my shop out of here, because my storage unit is 10 by 40. I have 3 10 by 40s. Some of these units are 10 feet wide, so I could probably run my shop right here. So it's interesting that you could run literally your store at a flea market depending on where you are. So very, very interesting. I'm going to be doing more on location stuff. Let me know if you guys like this type of content, if you like having a third-party shooter. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you smash the like button. Consider subscribing. Join my Patreon at patreon.com/theresellers podcast. We will teach you all the basics of doing this, and we'll show you how much more effective it is to just pick one category. And this is one of the sayings that was voted one of the best from 2021, which was, just because everything sells doesn't mean you should sell everything. So I want to give you guys one more thought from that might put it into perspective. When you buy an expensive camera, what it does is it brings one part of the camera into focus and blurs out everything else. That's literally the most expensive camera will do that effect the most dramatically usually. If you buy a cheap camera, everything is in focus, nothing looks special. I think that's a really good analogy for reselling. If you focus on everything, your everything store will not be special to a customer looking. You will not be able to find the most rare exclusive deals because those only go to people who specialize. So appreciate you guys. Smash the like button. Make progress daily. Take care.